Well, hi everyone, I'm Vana and I make crypto make sense with my short form videos. My goal is to make crypto digestible and not just like some complex technology that people have to learn about through complex terms. And I mean, we are trying to solve these things, but I would say I'm a bridge to deliver this information to the normies. And I really enjoy doing that.
Hey,
1 second, sorry. I'm also a founder of Creator Arc, which is a community of video content creators. So my idea was like, why do we have to do this alone if we can do it together? We can grow together, give feedback to each other, and get funded together as well. So this is the goal for the future. Thank you.
hey, it's great to be here and thanks for having me. So, I'm co-founder of BlockHunters. BlockHunters initially started as a validator company. So, basically, you validate on several chains like it, Cosmos, Story Protocol, Axelar, and Layer Zero. And that's how initially started. But at some point in time, because my background is actually in media, I said, how we can actually differentiate ourselves and actually improve in this space, because I believe by making content you can actually improve yourself and improve your community and build meaningful relationships and actually learn stuff. So I started doing content and I started with podcasting. Initially I started podcasting with the chains that we validated on. So like the first podcast was with Movement, the second one was with Bella Chain, and I was like pretty involved in the beta chain space. I know they're not doing pretty well right now, but kudos to them, because if there wasn't beta chain, I wouldn't be where I am today. Because after we did a big coverage on their ecosystem, they were the first to believe in us, and that was mainly Smokey, and they gave us RFC grant. It was a community grant, and I said, actually, I could actually do this content full time because it makes sense, especially because I don't believe in the future of actually having a validator. And I believe doing content is more cool. And once you own the distribution, you can own basically everything. So I started with podcasts. I do podcasts, I do clippings. I diversified a lot the guests. So basically, I'm only targeting like high valuable guests that people can learn from, and I can learn also, because I know nothing. So hence, that's how I can actually learn something. But I do also articles, and I started doing short form content also. A big help in my journey was Vana here with the Creator House. She really supported me because I believe in gender equality, but I believe women master social media more than men. We are more like apes. And she's been a great supporter and a great pusher for me in this journey.
One thing I want to highlight here is the fact that creators supporting creators. I think that's a very important thing. It's something that resonates with me. And, the mission of Onchain Creator House is to build spaces so that creators can come together and then kind of proliferate ideas and, support one another in their growth as well, not just through social media, but even content creation. I'll go with you first, though. The first question about the content that you create. I think that the content you create is quite unique. I feel like it has a very emotional element to it. At least I feel very connected to the stories that you tell. Can you explain a little bit about like your thought process about how you develop content and like how does it go from idea to the things that we actually see on social media?
Well, first of all, I'm really glad that you like it and you resonate. This is the goal of my content. Um, I can say that I used to do that in school as well with what we were learning. I was always trying to simplify things so everyone can understand them. So when I get an idea about the video, I ask how would I deliver this to a friend who is not in crypto? So ideally, I'm not making this content for you who already know things. This content is for people who never heard about crypto and delivering it through my experience because I believe that people will be more inclined to watch it if it has emotion and a story rather than just delivering information when everybody can do that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's very powerful. And I will be the first one to say that when it comes to short form content, it's extremely difficult. And I find it to be probably one of the more challenging ways of communicating because I come from more of the traditional podcast world where you build a story through conversation. And a lot of times you get that feedback for the person who you're talking to. When you're alone in front of that camera, it is frightening. It's scary. So, I mean, I'll go to you and I'll ask in terms of like your long form content, like what you already kind of gave an introduction of like
Yeah.
how it started, but how do you see that long form content helping when it comes to the distribution of the ideas that you're trying to share?
So first things first, so my content is basically different from Vana's because Vana's target is like normies. My target is like people that are already in the game, but they wanna learn something new. So for example, that's how I think it, and that's how I do my content around. I say, I want to learn marketing. I feel like I know marketing, like I have medium, but I don't master it. Who I should talk with to master marketing? I go to Leon Abut, I go to Chelsea from Safari, I podcast them. I want to learn more about CT and space. I go to Mia Suarez from Med. So that's how I try to solve my own problems, and then target the people that have the same issues. I want to get a job. Who's the best person to talk to who will tell you what's the best job, how to get a job in crypto, because you don't actually know how to do that.
Yeah.
But what was the question?
In terms of like how you see
The distribution.
being able to
Yeah.
communicate,
Basically, I do like this. I do like the long form because I want to build a relationship with somebody, but then I do clippings.
yeah,
I sometimes collaborate with clippers from the space because I'm friends
can you
with
talk
them.
more about that?
Yeah. So the clippers, I am in a community and I'm friends with Mackie and Felik. Those guys, Mackie and Felik, right now, Mackie is the official clipper of Kalshi and Felik works with Lute. They have a community of over 400 people that do clippings. So basically, you can have like, we had this on the Leon Abud podcast. They did like some contests and I gave them my footage and people were just remixing the content. So basically you have different type of distribution from different people. So that's how I target more the distribution. And what I implemented new is adding an article that is based on that podcast. You can have like 2 or 3 articles because you can have like an article of how to's, but you also can have an article that is like an overview of the X company. So I just try to target any kind of formats because video is very cool, but to be honest, we are talking this all the time. The algorithm is just not favoring video as in opposed with a photo
Right.
or something. So I try to do everything and I try to repurpose because from 1 hour you can do a lot of stuff and distribute it in multiple spaces.
Right. So actually, thank you for the segue because we're talking about algorithms now, right? So I think most of us here are trying different platforms, whether we're doing it on X, or we're doing it on Instagram, or we're doing it on YouTube or YouTube Shorts. How do you see algorithms as as a mechanism for attention or virality? Like, is there a recipe that you found in terms of like how to communicate an idea? Let's talk about Devconnect because I've seen your codes performing incredibly well. How do you go into creating the content for an event like Devconnect so that you know that there's going to be an audience and it's going to go viral, if you will?
Well, first of all, I don't make content to go viral, if that even makes sense. And algorithm plays huge part, but I think there is more than that. The posts that I didn't know they will perform well, they performed amazingly well, just because, as you said, there was an emotion and there was something useful. So I wrote a post where I said, I have been in Argentina for 3 weeks and this is what I learned. And it was just like dashes of me saying 1, 2, 3, 5, like there was 20 dashes. 55K views. I thought it's gonna get 100 views. I thought nobody cared what I learned, but it seems that people care. They want to see your recaps behind the scenes more than something very like official. So I think more than virality, more than algorithm, sharing emotion, sharing like something relatable, and then people can get value from
Yeah.
is more important. Even if it doesn't get so many views, if I see in the comments it helped someone, that makes me more happy than 100K views.
Yeah, and I totally agree here. The best performing posts of me are the most personal and emotional posts. I did one, I applied for a job at Arbitrum. I didn't get the job and I wrote a banger article out of it. It had the most valuable comments in any type of content that I did. Because I actually said step by step what happened, what did I do, what went wrong, what went good, and what I fought. you know, so it really had like, because most of the posts have like those comments, GM, banger, you know them. But those, they really sparked comments to comments to comments and really had meaningful conversations. So I think that's the goal. But of course, you can't do that all the time. You can do it when it happens. You can. And another thing, when you think the alcohol could go in your favor, is you have to sync with people. So let's say, for example, 5 of us, we have big accounts here, we make a photo, we tag each other, and we engage in the same time. You could expect it's gonna perform better if we do it in the same time and you all have big accounts. But you can't rely on that.
Yeah, and what I wanted to add is that algorithms keep changing, so relying on that, it's not really good. And I mean, I learned something, and then after a week it changes. Like right now, if you post on X, if somebody engages within the first like seconds, then the post is going to perform better. But that can change. So just me telling you what works now, or maybe on Forecaster or TikTok or whatever, it's going to
Yeah,
change.
and I understand actually that with the new Twitter algorithm, actually in the beginning it was like as you said, but now actually you can actually get the views later.
Yes,
And it
that's true as well. It's been happening that I post because we're here in Argentina, and I don't know where you are from, but I usually post in the European hours, like European and Asian hours.
So
And now now I'm posting in like GM, and then people are already after lunch, and it's kind of weird, and it's affecting my engagement. So what I notice is I go to sleep, and then I wake up and my post went from like 200 views to 3K views overnight when I was sleeping, because people woke up, they saw my post, and I was like,
it's a regional bias, right? Too. Yeah.
yeah.
so you're producing while you sleep.
I'm going viral while I sleep.
Wow. The the bridge that I want to draw now is between traditional media and on-chain media. I'd be curious to learn about some of the experiments that you're running, if you've run any at all, and just give me like your quick take on the algorithm, if you will, on chain, and maybe some viral loops that you've discovered along the way.
I basically just started out experimenting with Base, which is kind of like the same thing with Farcaster, just is like a different UI, right? Because it's linked to Farcaster Vietnam. So I don't have like a bigger experience there. I'm just trying it out because it's kind of new and I have to understand. But I know we are doing pretty good on Farcaster, so maybe you can.
Yeah, I can say I ran a couple of experiments, and creating content is an experiment every day. Like even today, I'm running an experiment of giving rewards to people who find me. I never ran such an experiment before. But very interesting experiment that I ran was making my followers millionaires. So I took 1 million of my creator coin and I distributed it to through the app. What's the app?
It's a mini app on Farcaster?
Yeah, but when I want to say something, my brain just says delete. Yes, delete that word from your mind. Like just you shouldn't remember. Yeah, it's noise. So I put with every interaction you do with me, you earn coin empress. So I think this was a very nice use case and an experiment to see if people will engage more. Would that motivate them? Would they sell it? Would they keep it? And I think overall it was a good experiment, because from 30 holders, and now I have 500 people holding Coin Empress. And it increased my trading volume, so I also earned from trading fees. And then some people sold it, and that's fair. Like you go like $30 of Coin Empress, it's your choice, but you should invest in me. You should believe in me. I mean, obviously not financial advice, but I'm really glad that this experiment did well. And another experiment, content-wise, was making crypto make sense. As I said in the beginning, I named the series after this, and I did for 21 days straight video each explaining crypto in day-to-day like life. How can you explain what is market cap, what is liquidity to a person who has no idea about crypto?
So can you actually, so going to this point of your creator coin and the distribution mechanism that you found through noise, can you talk about how you made the decision on where you launched your creator coin? And then can you talk a little bit about, now that you have a distribution mechanism through noise that makes it really easy to distribute that coin to your followers and to your audience, how do you see that community developing from the coins that they hold in the future?
Okay. So I really like that you can take a coin with you from Zoro. Like it's uh, connected to Forecaster and as well as Base app. I kind of like that in the base app is showing your market cap under your, like, I like the UI, how it looks like. And also the utility of it being able to give it to your, like, your followers to reward them for like, it's not just about me, like, buy my coin. It's like, what can I do with this coin? So I haven't built a community around the coin yet, but I think like it's a great way to invest in a creator you believe in. So for example, I like Viju's content, and I'm gonna be like, okay, he's just starting out, I really like what he's doing, I'm gonna put X amount of money, I'm gonna buy some coin, I'm gonna hold it,
100K.
believing in him, hoping. Like, that's one use case. You can of course trade it, but like, I don't believe that creator coins are there to just make quick buck. That's just not it. It's more like, how can you give back, what can you do with it? And of course, if people want to invest in you as a person, it's a great way to do that. And you can also like tip people with it through noise, and I'm sure there is some other ways to do it that I didn't discover yet. But
What I want to highlight here is also you really need to actually have a plan and don't be a douchebag, because having a coin, it can be a double-edged sword, because reputation is hard to build.
yeah,
And if you fuck up your coin and your holders, it's gonna fuck up your reputation that
Mm.
you've struggled for years to build
Yeah.
for a quick buck. So it's not everyone.
This is another thing that we could discuss, because like, you can earn from trading fees, but like, I have in my Zora right now $2,000 worth of my coin, and I don't want to sell it.
Yeah.
So like, holding it, it's also a bit, I mean, not stressful, but like, I don't want to sell it because it's like selling on top of people who believe in me. So finding ways to make money other than just selling your coin would be a great future for this.
Yeah, buy it from another wallet.
No, come on. I mean, I should have done that, but I
Maybe you know, like that, because I feel like that's something that I'm hearing a lot is creators that has their own coin and they feel locked in where they can't even capture the value of the worth of the coin that they've launched. So I think that we're so early that platforms like Zora are still iterating on how to have the creator capture that value without rugging their holders, right? Their audience. And so I think what we're learning here through this panel, but also through the Creator House, is let's talk about the challenges and be able to provide feedback to these companies like Bakes, like Zora, like Farcaster, because we are very early right now. And as creators who are trying these apps and launching our creator points using noise, which I'm a big fan of as well, being able to support our community, but also the builders in how they continue to mature that product, because it's not working right now. But it's a fun experiment that we can run so that we can improve the ecosystem.
I think Fun really did a great experiment, because they actually increased the creator fees when people, but you have, of course, more like volume over there. But they did something especially to basically increase the creator fees so that they can actually get more out of the fees. So maybe that's something they can explore. I don't know exactly what are the metrics.
You also asked me about different outlets, sorry, and why I chose Zora. I mean, I thought my coin is not gonna do anything. I just did it to try, and I agree with him. It can be a double-edged sword. And when I was asked to stream on Retake, I was very like, should I do it because it's gonna create another coin with the same name, and like, why would I want to have two coins? So I was very like, should I do it? Should I not do it? And I spoke with Naomi, and she was like, you should do it because it's like a different platform. And she gave me the reasoning behind her decision to do it, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try because I wanted to get into streaming. I'm not like a fan that has the same name. Maybe if it had a different name, if I could choose, would be better, because people can get confused if they see two coin empress and I'm like, I'm supporting the Zora one, but I'm not supporting this one, and it was quite confusing. So the experiment was interesting because like, streaming was fun, but feedback maybe for Retake would be like, can I choose a name of that token to be different rather than having two tokens with the same name?
I think that's part of why I keep saying we're early, especially I think in this creator space with creator coins. It's such a brand new kind of meta for us. The one thing that I've heard at Basecamp, for instance, was like the Zora Jacob speaking about how in the future they'd like that creator coin to kind of capture the value of everything that you do on chain. I would like to be able to have like a home base for my audience to say, if you have that point, you can capture the value along with me of everything that I do across all of these platforms, regardless of whether they are built with Zora or not, it all feeds into that.
Yeah, basically you can say like this. Look, I'm a creator. You are buying my coin, and for every partnership that I have, let's say for example, I go to Devconnect and I cash in 10K from partnerships. I'm gonna put half of that into a coin, and just burn.
Yeah, or buybacks. That's a
Yeah,
good idea.
buybacks, revenue stream, because I'm gonna share my revenue with the people that believe me. So it basically turns to a
Good
business,
idea.
and probably you need to have an LLC for that at some point in time, but it's still early.
Yeah. You can do a membership as well. Like I was just thinking, what can I do with a creator arc in future? And I could definitely, I would want do a course. I want to teach people how to create content. So you just gave me an idea that I could have like a amount of tokens to hold as a membership instead of just buying somewhere else. Like just buy the coin and prove that you're holding this amount with your address, and you're in.
Core products here real quick. Sorry. HackerSub was always one of my favorite projects, and their membership NFTs could be gated, with your creator coin, for instance. Hura is another favorite project of mine, where you could create communities on Farcaster and you can gate it with your creator coin. So things like this, right, where you are able to take that same token, and have that kind of be used across different applications, not just for holding and collecting fees, but also for creating memberships and creating community around.
Putting it to work.
But it
Yeah.
work. Sorry.
I saw another interesting experiment is, do you know Coinage?
Point in chat.
Yeah, they launched their coin. So basically, if you buy their coin, you're gonna be part of the business. I don't know exactly where is the coin launch. I think it was Zora, and they have independent media, and you basically own part of the business. And I really like the concept. I've seen the token perform very well, and that guy Zach Guzman really knows his shit. Great journalist.
Awesome. Well, as we wrap up, I want to give you an opportunity to obviously show your project, but give us a few words of inspiration in terms of like your creator journey and how anybody who's watching this either here live or on the recording can learn from you. We'll start with you.
Awesome. I have been asked this question many times because as I go around and I say I'm a video content creator, this is my full-time job or like whatever I do and enjoy doing, everybody's like, I want to do it, but where do I start? And I just say, start. You're not going to be perfect. There is no perfect moment. I mean, if you care, people are going to judge you. You're not going to make it. Like, who knows how my hair looks like? Some days you're just tired. Some days maybe you're not motivated. Just do it. Even if you don't post it, still try, speak to the camera, see what you can share. Everyone has a story to share. So like do it, and you are unique. There is something about you that you can share that can help someone. So that should be enough motivation for you to take that phone or camera, whatever you have, and put yourself out there. I think the attention is the next currency.
Yeah, and one of the biggest benefits that you actually have, even if you don't make it as a big creator, I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened to me. I started podcasting, and I felt like I started. What's the difference between actually having a call with somebody on a podcast? Maybe a time difference, but what are the outcomes? You connect with people, so that's a plus. You learn better to speak English if you're not native English. You're not afraid of speaking in public. I was very scared, so it's up only. It's like you're buying the down of the chart, so it's up only for the your personal growth just skyrockets. As Vana said, you just have to start, and second, join the creator arc and find the community that supports you. And if you want to validate with BlockHunters. I give cookies.
Thank you so much. And BG for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you.